was like 1992, 93. I was around 12 or 13.
A pair of Viking ice skates found.
What made the dinosaurs go extinct?
Today, y'all, there are still hidden pyramids and...
Can think yourself younger. They actually did a study at Harvard, and they took a bunch of elderly participants and they told them to act 10 years younger for a week. They took their health readings from the beginning of the study, and then they took them again after the week of them acting 10 years younger, and their health scores went up. They actually got healthier from mindfulness, from thinking and behaving like they were younger. That shows you the power of the mind. Your mind is an incredibly powerful tool, and what you believe, you will receive.
I believe all the goons are young. I'm believing it at heart. At heart, in their mind, in their souls, in all their things, in their human being of sorts. Welcome back, goons. You're watching Explore the Weird. Hey, just keep thinking about your young self. You're gonna be even healthier, just like your young self. Unless you were obese when you were young, and then that's a problem. All right, you just keep thinking of a healthy individual and you're gonna be fine. Well, I told you it was gonna be quite interesting. Hey, we got more creepy, strange, unusual, disturbing, all the things. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's go to the mountain.
I've been driving for the last 4 hours and I just pulled over to park to go to sleep for the night. And when I got out of my car, this guy was kind of wandering around. And so I was like, I'll just sit in my driver's seat to see where he goes. Anyways, he walked up to me and started talking to me, and I got really scared. I've been like super on edge since my camper got broken into. I just like feel so scared at night. Like I'm having trouble sleeping, like camping alone. And now I just feel like I can't sleep here anymore because I don't feel very safe, which is a bummer because this is like the only place to sleep in the next hour and a half of driving. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. What are we gonna do? You're like, please get that flashlight out of my eye.
Man, this is one interesting van life type issue, you know? Hey, everyone feels safe at home, but as soon as that home is broken into or something happens, a stranger comes in without your permission, I totally understand that feeling. Man, hopefully this girl gets some good sleep and people don't bother her anymore. Hopefully she's still making content.
To this day, y'all, there are still hidden pyramids and cities that are still undiscovered. This is a whole city right here. Hold on. Now listen, y'all, this is a Mayan pyramid, right? They said that it's over 6,000 hidden structures covered by vegetation, yo. And it's crazy, right? Because in one of the posts I said, yo, nobody be out there in like the wilderness, like tons and tons and miles of forest. Like, people don't be out there, you feel me? And the only way that they found this is by using a drone, y'all. Like a regular person just using a drone, you feel me? Just think about how many hidden things could be within there, y'all. They said that this pyramid was to house at least between 30 to 50,000 people. Like, just the pyramid alone, along with the other things that surround it. You can't really see it like that. Now, a lot of these cities, right, before like the vegetation happened and everything, they be looking like this, y'all. And then wind up looking like this depending on the area that they're in. So another thing, this reminds me of the pyramid off of Alien vs Predator, yo. Oh my god!
At this point, civilizations move away. Civilizations adapt. Hey, this land is no longer good for us or the farm or the vegetation. They're going to move away, and I think that's what happens. You abandon, then the overgrowth takes over. We see it time and time again. Now we just need to figure out how to turn the pyramids on.
Many of these artists get signed. They are sent to people like Michele, Lamy, handlers, who mold them into what they become. For those who don't know who Michele Lamy is, let me give you a quick rundown. Michele is an 80-year-old fashion designer who is married to the self-proclaimed Dark Prince of Fashion, Rick Owens. Michele is an open occultist and might just be the most powerful witch in Hollywood. Just by looking at her, you can see she's obviously into witchcraft. For all obvious reasons, Michele is very popular in the Hollywood celebrity scene, as she is always around many celebrities that you wouldn't expect her to be around. The reason for this is because she is the secret handler of the music industry. She's the one grooming these artists and teaching them about the occult. She has pictures with many rappers and other celebrities. There are several pictures of Michele with the Migos. In this video, the Migos can be seen taking photos with Michele. There are also several photos of Michele with Offset. Offset looked awfully happy around her. He literally has photos with her like if she was his girlfriend. There's also videos and pictures of Michele with Cardi B. Michele also has photos with the Kardashians. She has so many photos with Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. She even has photos with Kanye when he was with other women after breaking up with Kim. Kanye and the witch Michele were very close, as you can see how happy Kanye was around her. Lamy was also Kim's handler for a while, as Kim even dressed like her and was influenced by her. We can also find Michele Lamy with Lil Uzi Vert and a bunch of other celebrities in this photo, just like Travis Scott. And you guessed it, she's also in photos with Travis Scott. She can also be seen in photos with Ken Carson in Destroy Lonely.
Oh man, I keep hearing about this witch. Guess she's the one that's making all the celebrities famous. Oh boy, oh boy. We also have witches as part of the goons, but I feel they are good witches. I don't think anyone has any malicious intent here in the goon gang. Hey, you're free to practice whatever religion you feel is right for you.
Some seriously cool data is coming out that is kind of blowing my mind. We have the remaining artifacts of some very precise, crazy, science-defying objects or structures, but we don't have the evidence to how they made it. There's a big hole there. In Saqqara, they found thousands and thousands of stone-made vases and dishes that literally we have no idea with modern technology how they did it. And when you speak to somebody who is a stonemason or somebody who works in this field, their minds are blown because they can't understand how a civilization who could only have copper chisels, and that's all we have in the historical record, and that does not scientifically 100%, this has been verified, it is not possible to make these artifacts from the tools that we have found in the historical record.
Yeah, that is crazy. Maybe because they're lying to us. They only had copper chisels. You stop it. You know they had more. They had that ancient tech. And you think we have the modern tech? We're primitive tech still. Oh boy.
Be glad. Be very, very glad you don't have to give birth like this thing. This is a sea louse, and it might have the most effed up life in the entire ocean. It all starts when the male sea louse captures and then drags the female into his coitus cave. That's what I'm calling it. It's heavy on the 50 Shades of Freaky, where there can be up to 25 other females trapped in there with her. And to mate with every single one of them, the male penetrates their abdomens, basically shanking them. You uncomfortable? Well, that sucks, because it only gets worse from here. Soon each pregnant female has hundreds of babies just wriggling inside of her. These baby sea lice pretty much eat their own mother from the inside, and they don't stop until they manage to split her withering body in half. These babies start life by crawling out of the mutilated husk of their own mother's corpse. She doesn't even give birth to her own children to serve her death. Oh, and the dad that started this all dips before any of this happens. Moral of the story? I don't know. Children bad? Abolish children.
No, that's not the moral of the story. Children are amazing for the human beings. I feel I'm much better with the child than before a child. I can't even picture a life before Kyra anymore. I was like, well, how did I live? It's just selfish everywhere? Now I'm like selfless. Now everything's about Kyra. And the other baby that's gonna come.
If I told you that an alien intelligence is in a spaceship that's heading to planet Earth to change everything, would you ask me and say, when are they arriving? And if I told you it was 2035, you'd go like, okay, let's go back to tennis? Would you? This is the situation we're in. I'm telling you, there is an alien intelligence already on planet Earth. Does it make any difference when it will arrive? The reason we are so confused about AI is because of science fiction movies. It's because whenever we think about AI, whenever the news media reports about AI, they talk to us about that existential problem where something will come from the future to kill all of us. While I tell you that this is a possibility, there are more existential problems that are upon us already. They're not going to happen next year. They've already happened. You're just not discussing them. That deserve your attention much earlier. And that the dilution of the information that's given to us by the media by focusing on the big headline, the clickbait of we're all going to die, AI is going to end humanity, is taking your attention away from what matters.
Wait, what's the attention? What's the thing that matters? What's happening in the world? Why are we getting distracted by this useless stuff? Hey, don't let me be a distraction. You start doing the interaction. Hey, we really need your goon support now more than ever. YouTube is 100% keeping this channel down. We keep getting hit with so much ad suitability, demonetization, remove this audio, remove this video, blah, blah, blah. Guys, they're trying to keep us down. We're still posting on Rumble. If YouTube takes us down, find us on Rumble. Interact with the video. Show YouTube that you want me to stay here on this platform. Hey, I'm going to stay on this platform as long as I can. This is where it started. This is where it's all going to happen. This is where we all interact. All right. Hopefully you're interacting. Let's keep it going.
Do you know what made the dinosaurs go extinct? Watch this.
What made the dinosaurs go extinct? Do you realize they're asking the wrong question?
Facts.
The question is not what made them go extinct. The question is, did they go extinct? No, they didn't call them dinosaur, though. They called them dragon. See, the word dinosaur wasn't made up till 1841. So for most of human history, these creatures are called dragons. Did you know dinosaurs not even in the dictionary in 1891? For most of human history, they were known as dragons. Now, dragons are mentioned in the Bible 34 times. People say, why aren't dinosaurs in the Bible? Last night, I'm talking to this lady at the counter at the hotel. She said, well, dinosaurs aren't in the Bible. I said, that's correct. That word wasn't made up till 1841. And if you got the right Bible, that was translated 1611. So, of course, you're not going to find that word in there.
Here's the thing. If you believe that dragons were dinosaurs and they switched the names around and lied to us, then type amen and share this with a friend.
I feel they did switch the names around. There was always dragons. Dragons are also in other cultures. It's got to be. Hey, we made up that name, dinosaur.
Run.
Trust me, you might want to listen to your buddy and run. Meet the leopard seal. These bad boys are undoubtedly the most dangerous seal in the world. In fact, they're the second most dangerous animal in the Antarctic region, and that's only behind the orca. First off, they're humongous. They get up to 12 feet long and 1,200 pounds, and they're fully carnivorous, which is kind of obvious considering their mouth is filled with daggers. They'll eat anything in their path. We're talking other seals, fish, squid, penguins, even a human. It's already happened, true story. Oh, and just in case you find yourself in water with them, they can also swim 25 miles an hour. So you're not getting away. It's basically a torpedo with teeth. Moral of the story, if Happy Feet has taught you anything, it should be never get too close to a leopard seal. And as always, follow for more.
Stay away from all wildlife. Stay away. Just don't get near it. Why wasn't the guy running? Would it have chased after him if he ran? I mean, it swims really fast, but can it... Never mind. Okay. What is it? Waddle? Can it waddle really fast on land? I don't know. These are the things I wonder. Hopefully everyone's safe in this interaction and nothing crazy happened.
Things that just make sense. Nutella in slice form? Okay, I would buy this. Transparent toasters gives you a clear view of bread's crispiness. This is amazing. The no-spill holder for coffee? Absolute genius. This needs to be made into cereal. That is a fact. A bookmark that remembers the page as well as the line. Amazing. Sockets that already come with built-in extension cords. This needs to be a thing. This Lego waffle maker that lets you build your breakfast. Elite. A goggle umbrella. Okay, this is in the lead. A phone holder for when you're charging. Okay, I need this. Anti-theft lunch bags. Okay, this is genius. Drumstick spoons for cooking. These are amazing. Pizza scissors. Okay, I'd actually buy this. A foot-powered bike. Okay, this looks low-key fun. A duckbill muzzle for dogs. Okay. A bottle humidifier. Okay, I need this. Hair iron holder. This is absolute genius. A staircase slide. Amazing. Permanent concrete cornhole set at parks. This is the best. A scalable power strip. Elite.
Oh, wow. All of these were fantastic. I could use some of these. I like that Nutella slice one.
Is P. Diddy into voodoo by chance? Because why would he get this voodoo tattoo if... First off, man, let's talk about his little tattoo he's got of a crown. Now, there's something kind of fishy about this crown. LeBron's got the same exact crown. It appears to be the same one. Here's a drawing of it. So, John Michael Basquiat's crown. Who's that? He was the first American artist who rose to success in the 80s. Now, he looks very familiar. Who does he look like? Jay-Z has cited that Basquiat is one of his biggest inspirations and has even named his album. Now, what does this Basquiat guy really do? Here's one of his really cool paintings right here. Look at that. Does that look... What is that on that thing's head on each side? Are those... I can't really tell, man. Looks like LeBron got him the same exact tattoo that P. Diddy's got. That's pretty neat, and Jay-Z's inspired by him. This John Michael Basquiat guy, he must be a pretty interesting fella.
I don't understand. What? He just made weird art, so... Was he the original? Was he the original clone? I don't know. I don't know what's happening here.
Look at this. This is diorite, right? Incredibly hard stone. Look at the perfection with which it is made. And then look inside. This bit is Actually, you can go inside. It's hollowed out inside with perfect regularity. And how that was done with twirling a stick beats me. And it beats anybody who's seriously looked at these objects. Again, we're dealing with some kind of technology that we do not understand. It doesn't necessarily mean that it was a very high-tech, machine-age technology, but it means that we're looking at the end results of a process that we cannot replicate and that we have not got to grips with yet.
Yo, is this the same stone stuff Johanna was talking about in the other video? Yo, I'm telling you, this it wasn't ancient tech. It wasn't tech that we could understand. This was like even better than us. We don't have the modern tech. They had the modern tech. We still are in that primitive tech, man. Or the stones were just more malleable back then, and they were like pottery, you know, and then they hardened over time. You don't know. You don't know. We're going to need a time machine. We're going to go back. We're going to do a goon expedition. We're going to go everywhere.
I grew up in a haunted house. You guys asked for some more stories about that, so here's another one of my favorite ones. It was like 1992, 93. I was around 12 or 13 at the time, and I was really into Sweet Valley Twins, and I loved to read at night, but I had a strict bedtime of 9 o'clock. I would push the boundaries, push the limits every night, and my mom would always come in and be like, okay, that's enough, time to put the book up. After the first warning, I would get under the blankets, I had a flashlight, and I would continue to read. The second time, she would always come in and be like, okay, I said that's enough, now turn the flashlight off and go to bed. I would pretend to turn it off. As soon as she would shut my door, I would roll back over and start reading again. I was deep into this one chapter, trying to get to the end of it, and it had been about 30 minutes since my mom had last been in when I hear the door open, and I'm like, oh no, I'm caught. So I immediately just tuck the flashlight and turn it off and try to pretend like I'm asleep under the blankets. But I feel her come into the room, she sits down on my bed, and I'm like, oh no, I'm like in big trouble now. And then she pats me on the leg and says, don't worry, honey, everything's going to be okay. Immediately, I'm like, what? But I don't say anything because I'm pretending to be asleep. She sits there for a few more seconds and then stands up to leave, and as she's walking out the door, I pull the blanket down and watch her walk out of the door. I'm a huge worrier, so when she said it'll be okay, I'm like, what does that mean? I need to know right now. So I wait a few minutes and I can't take it any longer, and I go into my parents' room. My dad is asleep, so I walk around to the other side where my mom is sleeping, and I do that weird thing that kids do where you just kind of stare at your mom until they wake up. She jolts awake and she's like, what's the matter? Are you okay? I just look at her and say, what did you mean when you said that? She said, are you sick? Like, what do you mean? I said, no, when you came into my room and you said that everything's going to be okay, what were you talking about? I can see the look of confusion on her face, and she says, I've not been in your room since I told you to turn the flashlight off. I tell her about how I felt her sit on the bed. She patted me on the leg. I was like, I watched you walk out of the bedroom. She tells me, you must have been dreaming or something. I'm like, no, I was wide awake because I'm almost done with this chapter. So she promises me that it wasn't her. She hadn't been in there. I could tell that she had been asleep, and I had just scared her to death, waking her up like that. So Miss Pike came to tell me everything was going to be okay. I don't know what she was talking about. Maybe she was rooting me on to finish the book, but there's many more where that one came from.
Yeah, sounds like you had a haunted childhood. Sounds like you were visited by some entities. Sounds like those entities are telling you everything's going to be okay.
Who should we be giving power to? Technically, anyone who wants power can't be trusted with it.
That's why Socrates talks about the philosopher king.
The philosopher is the only one that can be the just ruler because they're the only one that doesn't want to rule. So we can't trust the ones in power because they want power, but we can't get the philosopher types to rule because they are seeking something else.
They seek wisdom, not power.
But this is where we are fucking up, because why have we entwined politics with power? Because really being a politician is being a civil servant.
They act as if we work for them, but really they work for us.
Think about the careers that require the most amount of empathy are the ones that pay the least, but the careers that require the least amount of empathy are the ones that pay the most. We need to make being a politician less about money and power and more about giving and social services. Think about all the kind souls that work with animals in shelters or volunteer their time. Those are the people that should be running our country, not the power-hungry sociopaths, but the highly sensitive sweeties at your vet's office. The only reason you think you want some aggro psychopath to be in charge is because they would go to your enemies and drop bombs or fly their drones into their butts. But guess what? We would have a lot less enemies if somebody like Mr. Rogers were our president. If your third grade art teacher was in power, chances are she would not accept corporate bribes and, I don't know, kill children in the Middle East.
All right, I like the message, but I didn't understand why it needed to be given to us in an interpretive dance. I feel like the thing could have just been heard if she just sat down and told us the message. I feel like you would get more of a... Regardless, very interesting, very interesting.
How do you call your power back? If you've been going through some kind of regurgitating shit show in your life, or things are not working out, or you feel like you lost yourself, or you have no control over anything, this video is for you. We're going to go into some things that maybe you tried that you're finding are not working, and something that you can do that works way better. So like most people, I know I did this in the past, you probably said some kind of affirmation or statement that you put out into the universe, right? If you've done that and tried that, please like the video. How's that working out for you? Here's the problem. A lot of people want to call their power back when they never knew what their power was from the start. This might upset you a little, but if you lost it, you never really had it to begin with, or at least not to the full power and potential that is within you. When you feel like you lost your power, this is a phenomenal opportunity for you to elevate yourself into a whole new level. So how do you do that? What do you do? The fast version, because I only get 90 seconds here, you have to be strong enough to put to death the current or the past version of you to allow the new to come in. The fastest way to do that, work with your spirit guides. They can heal out all your garbage and install the new. If you want to learn more, comment the word guide. My system will private message you.
Hey, are you feeling lost? You stop feeling lost. Figure out yourself. Figure out your timeline. Let's work on that first.
Have y'all seen something come out of a mirror? So people are just now starting to find out how sinister mirrors really are. This girl made a video encouraging other people to get in the bathroom in the dark and watch their face change in the mirror. They think it's new, but little do they know, things like that have been around forever. Like, y'all remember the Bloody Mary thing? If you did that, let me know in the comments what happened. Come right back to this. So I know that you know in movies we always see demons and things like that in the mirror. Specifically in the dark. But like I said, this has been going on for a long time. And there's actually a whole lot more to look into than just mirrors. The chemical compound used to turn glass into mirrors is actually alchemical. And alchemy is basically like a magic. Alchemists are considered to have played a role in the development of mirrors. Could have guessed that. Especially when you get into this. Screenshot to read it. And what really is chemistry but a great mixing pot full of chemicals and things to make other things? Like the spells in Disney movies. And speaking of Disney, do you remember Mirror, Mirror on the Wall? And they would summon this demon? You know, Disney actually shows you the hidden truth. Witches and warlocks go into hiding, but they're really hiding right in front of your face on the TV. Which is why in the movie The Ring you can see this demon crawling out the TV. Yo, they don't keep any secrets, people are just blind. You really think this was just a creative idea? Now back to alchemy being quite literally black magic, you can see that it's portrayed as chemistry wizard hybrids, much like astrology is a form of divination. There's many different kinds of magic. Okay, now that you understand that mirrors are literally made out of black magic as launching pads to other dimensions through alchemy and magic, Pride told them by the fallen angels to create this formula. Let's see what happened to this girl who's unknowingly performing divination in a dark bathroom gazing into a mirror. Pay close attention, I got one more thing to show you.
Guys, my face started to shapeshift. And I'm not crazy, I'm telling you, try this yourself. You will see. I do not know why no one knows about this. Personally, my face shapeshifted the first time I did this, into a cat.
She said cat, you heard that? So you notice how all the young children are going around saying meow? And we have Doja Cat dressing like a cat and Lady Gaga saying meow? It's quite literally a demonic spirit that's persuading children and other adults to act like a cat. That'll be a separate video. Let me hear your mirror stories down in the comments.
Yeah. Sounds crazy. You know, one of the things Moon Henry said was mirror, mirror on the wall, but that's a Mandela effect. It's magic mirror now. It's magic mirror in our timeline now. All right, so I've actually done a lot of these mirror things, and nothing has ever changed. My face has never transformed. I've shut off the lights. It's really hard to see your face in the mirror when the lights are all off, but at the same time, the face did not change. The shadow did not change. In my timeline, it was still a reflection of myself in some way, shape, or form. Maybe it's a reflection of a different Teddy in a different dimension. But regardless, it didn't change. That Teddy still looked like a Teddy.
I hear God is good. God is good. God is so good.
She doesn't want to say that.
You don't believe in God? Can I get a God is good?
Hey man, I need you to stop it.
What? Nah, I want to pay. Nigga, what's wrong with God is good?
I'm asking that question.
Oh man, this is that witch. Oh, she can't say the things. That's kind of interesting as well. But doesn't she? Don't witches believe in like other gods and other witches? I don't know how it works. I need some witch to tell me.
Press the DJ button one too many times and you'll be getting more than your arse smacked at a Victorian school. So if your teacher's been a bit of a cow and you told her that she's built like an improper fraction, and you might have been suspended at the top of the roof in a basket. Or your teacher might want to do a reenactment of Rihanna's chart-topping single, S&M. So if you were a girl, you would have got your legs smacked and your hands. If you're a boy, that ass would have been jiggled like a jelly. If you're prancing around like a tit and the teacher says, "Why does Curly's wife wear red?" Instead of the correct answer, that she was a massive sket, instead you say, "Oh, because she likes the colour." Not only are you a massive thickie, you also have to wear the dunce cap. But it wasn't all about getting your bollocks strung up. Sometimes they would reward you for good behaviour as well. No need to be shit scared because you forgot to get your organiser signed on the Sunday night, so you have to do a shit forgery on the bus on the Monday morning. And don't fret, as long as you turn up to school, they'll give you a little certificate. And this was done because a lot of students had to be absent to help out families, because letting off stink bombs in maths isn't really going to put food on the table. But at least you get a nice certificate for it. And sometimes you get prizes, like books, just for your parents to still prefer for you to get stuck up chimney.
The real question is, did the kids act different when they were getting scolded and hit and stuff, you know, versus the kids in this generation that don't get hit or scolded? Everyone gets a participation trophy. Are all the kids of all generations acting the same? Did the scolding and hitting actually make them better individuals? These are the real questions I wonder. These are the real questions I wonder. Are we going to bring back it? Never mind. Never mind. I hear some districts, they do have hitting.
Mind-blowing archaeological discoveries, part 1. A pair of Viking ice skates found in York. The skates are made from horsebone and were cut and polished. A 4,000-year-old Babylonian clay tablet found in Uruk with 3 geometric circles containing astronomical calculations. A carved wooden statue found by a fisherman off the coast of the Netherlands, dating back to the 17th century. The door threshold of an Assyrian king from 2,800 years ago, discovered at Nimrud in Iraq. A gold funerary mask, discovered at the site of Mycenae in southern Greece, dating back to the 16th century BC. 3 almost perfectly preserved ancient Greek mosaics found at the ancient city of Zugma. Over 100,000 bronze coins found in Japan hidden by samurai in the 15th century. A 3,200-year-old ancient Egyptian attendance sheet found in Deir el-Medina. The reasons for the worker's absence included embalming his brother, brewing beer, and he was bitten by a scorpion.
Yeah, brewing beer is a great excuse. Well, that was interesting. All very, very interesting archaeological finds. Hopefully we get to continue to see more finds as we go through our timelines. Well, goons, you made it to the end. How'd you do? There was a lot. There was a lot. There was once that really made me go, hey, am I in the same timeline as the mirror person, or am I in some different timeline? Because my timeline, Teddy's not changing in the mirror. What about your timeline? How's your timeline, guys? How's your timeline, goons? How's it going? Well, there should be videos on the screen now. Click on either one of them. Continue the goon fix. The one in the middle, you can subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Wake up, wake up.